Hi guys, bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Neffy. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. You're still here with me, thank you. And if you are new and this is your very first video that you're seeing of me, welcome. After you view this video, you can definitely check out my other ones. If you like any, if you want to subscribe and stay, would really appreciate that as well. So let's just get right into it. Today's video is very different from any video I've put out here on YouTube or on any of my social media platforms, and I'm a little nervous. Maybe that's why I keep doing this. But I am a little nervous because this is a video that for me is making me a little vulnerable. I'm doing this because I feel little tears coming. It's too early and I don't want to do it at all on here. But it's a little vulnerable. Wow. Okay, I just did my makeup for this video. It's funny because I didn't expect to freaking cry. 1 second. All right, I have notes here. Usually I'll have notes on my phone, but I have a little guideline because I really don't want this video to be too long. My ear right now is actually freaking loud because I'm nervous and tears trying to come, so adrenaline is up and okay, let's put the notes away from wow. You know, I really, before I start anything, I commend anyone on the internet that shares what they're going through. It takes a lot to put yourself out there for the world, because that anyone can be viewing this video, you know what I mean? When your family or friends know about what's going on with you, but when not everyone knows this and can pass their own judgment or whatever, you know, I feel like it takes a lot of strength to do that. But we're gonna get through this because I've been wanting to make this for a little bit now, this video, because instead of this video, gosh, it's like my throat is so tight and it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be this nervous. All right, this video is for me to get information, for me to get help, and to also share, of course, with you guys what I've been going through, so that way if there is anyone who is going through the same thing, you can, you know, get some type of comfort. Because weirdly for me, which I say weirdly, but I really don't think it's that weird, because I've seen people say this plenty of times, that when you're going through something, it does give you comfort when you see someone else going through the same thing and they're pushing through it. They're not letting it stop them from living, stop them from doing whatever that they do within their life. So it just gives a lot of comfort. So that's what I do hope that this does give to others as well. But honestly, it's mainly for me to really get information, get help as far as whatever anyone that's currently experiencing this or have before and somehow it stopped for them, or they know someone that is going through the same thing, that they can just please definitely comment on this video, because that's literally why I'm doing this, because I want whoever's watching this, if they can relate, to just give me some ideas and resources, or just share with me your experience with this. So I keep saying this, right? By the title of the video, of course, you know what this is, but let me just go further, because some people watching this don't have this, but let me just kind of go over it a little bit. So tinnitus. Tinnitus is ringing or buzzing noise in one or both ears that may be constant or come and go, and it's often associated with hearing loss. So that's what I have. I have tinnitus, specifically pulsatile tinnitus. So I have it in only one ear, which is my right ear, and I've had this for a full 2 years now, since 2017, and it's it's been kind of a roller coaster because it's just not always easy. And with the buzzing noise, I've come to find out, like for me, I don't hear the ringing noise consistently. I'm gonna try to put in the sound of what the ringing noise is. And for that ringing noise, honestly, I've heard that before within my, like on both ears, but it usually would be like a few seconds and go away, and I never thought anything of it because again, it would literally go after a few seconds. For me, I just hear my heartbeat, and usually the best way to describe this, but if you've ever had an ultrasound of your heart, the sound that it makes within that ultrasound is the exact sound that I hear in my ear 24/7, literally all of the time. It's consistent all the time. But lately though, this year, it'll either go back to being so low where I'm like kind of straining to hear it, but that only lasts for a few seconds, or like it'll stop for just a few seconds. And when it does, well, let me tell you, I hold my breath. All right. Okay, I really gotta finish this because I don't even think I have that much space. All right, I had to stop again and get back on track. Yeah, so the few seconds that it stops, like it'll just be random too, and I'll just be like literally I'm holding my breath and just stop moving because I just want to hear that silence again. And of course it just comes back. So, which I never expected. When it does stop for those few seconds, I don't expect it to like stop completely. I don't have hopes for that, okay? I mean, that would be great. I have tiny, very tiny hope that it would, but maybe one day, who knows? But my hopes aren't too high. When I first heard this, it was in 2017, and it was around this time, July, August, and it was so low. It was so low to the point where I wasn't sure that I was hearing something, you know, like it would be like, and I would only hear it at that point only when I was going to sleep, because by then of course it's completely quiet, no noise, nothing is going on. I didn't panic, I guess you could say, because it was so low. Like I was just like, is it here? Because again, I would only be able to hear it when it was nighttime. It was that low, you know. Now come 2018 is when, literally like January, February, that's when I actually was like, okay, I need to go see an ENT, ears, nose and throat doctor, because it was louder now. Like there was no doubt you're hearing your pulse in your ear. I like, to myself, that's what I was saying, like I was hearing it. So I was like, all right, let's go get that checked out. So I went and got it checked out to my first ENT. Total, I've seen a total of 4 ENTs as of my last time seeing one was in June. Yeah, so from last year to now I've seen a total of 4. And my first one, I went to him and he checked. I told him, of course, I've been hearing it this and for how long. And the first ENT, he didn't do anything. He did not do or say or ask me anything really. And that appointment was like 5 minutes. I saw him for like 5 minutes. He looked in my ear and that's it. Just was like, oh, your ear looked fine. I just see a slight scratch in your eardrum in your right ear. That's it. But nothing that would cause, yeah, I don't see anything else. Everything looks good and normal. He sent me on my way. He pretty much was just like, it might go away on its own. Of course, I wasn't satisfied with that after, so I went to another one. And with this ENT, he actually said, it sounds like you have tinnitus. I'm gonna go ahead and refer you to get an MRA and get a hearing test, because I also did mention at that point that my hearing in my right ear is affected. I got the MRA, everything came back fine. They did not see anything. Everything looks normal, which of course I was still grateful for, but at the same time it's just like, okay, nothing. All right. And then I went and got my hearing test, and of course, like I knew, my hearing's affected. And they just gave me the results of that and sent the results to the ENT. That ENT never, their office never called me back. Like, which I'm just like, you sent me to get an MRA and a hearing test. Yes, they gave me the results, which for the MRA, it's not like they just gave me a CD. It's not like they gave me paper results where it was in words to really explain the results. So that turned me off with that office and that doctor, that you sent me to get 2 pretty important tests and you guys didn't even bother to contact me back. And I ended up not contacting them because I was just like, okay, yes, my hearing's affected, and the MRA didn't find anything abnormal. So it's like, all right, at that point, to me, I was like, okay, well, what can you guys do? And you guys didn't even call me back. So yeah. And it's not like it's just the ringing. Like I said, I do hear the ringing sometimes, but it's not every day. And when it does come, it's only a few seconds, except that recently it's been longer, which been honestly scaring me, because hearing the ringing and my heartbeat at the same time, it's intense. It's freaking intense. Recently, I went and saw a doctor, another ENT, specifically again for my tinnitus. Few differences with that doctor was that this time they did a CT scan, which was done at the same location, so I didn't have to, like, you know, go somewhere else, make another appointment somewhere else. They did a CT scan, they did a hearing test, all in that same day, and of course my hearing was still affected within that ear. And yeah, and she told me she clearly told me, she was like, what you have, and she was the only one actually that said pulsatile tinnitus. And another difference with that office was that they actually showed me on camera my ears, both of them, and both left, the one that's normal and the one that I have the tinnitus, and they both look the same. They both look normal and fine. And you know, I saw it myself too. I'm like, okay, the left one, literally the right one looks like the left one. Like there's nothing different or nothing that look abnormal in the right ear, you know, where I have my tinnitus. What she also did though, she actually asked me more than once about if I had allergies, which brought me to start thinking that I don't even know. I don't think this is related to allergies. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just trying to honestly figure out why, not even why, but not why, how I got it. What she did also, she looked in my nose and she said they were very inflamed, and she showed me as well. That was the difference. She showed me on the screen as well while they had the little camera in my nose, and yeah, they looked pretty inflamed. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I even breathing? How do I have no trouble breathing? That's how inflamed they look. I was like, wow. And I've had an allergy test done before, and they said the same thing. They were like, your nostril, they're inflamed in there. So for them to still be inflamed like that, also it just brings me to think, okay, does that have anything to do with my tinnitus? I don't know. Another thing I like to mention is that in 2013 I was in a car accident, and with the car accident I got hit on the passenger side, so my right side, my right ear. So I'm like, maybe that accident, whether it's the impact, the noise of it, the direction of the noise, is, I don't know. I really do not know. But that's the thing. I actually did mention my accident to all of them. I mentioned it to all of them, but none of them, except only for the audiologist that was doing my hearing test. She was the only one that was like, like she was, I guess, I don't know, her reaction just made it seem like it could have something to do with it. She didn't say it, but how she reacted. But everyone else, they didn't even really say anything about it. What I don't like with doctors, honestly, is that if you're not in extreme excruciating pain, they don't really care. Which is freaking frustrating. But extreme discomfort, to me, honestly, can sometimes be just as bad as experiencing physical pain. Any change in lifestyle has actually been, for me, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful in the fact that, number one, it's only in my right ear. It's not in both. And I pray that it stays that way. I pray that it stays just in my right ear. And majority of the time, it's not loud. Majority of the time, I mean, it's loud, but it's not so horrible where I just want to be in bed and I'm crying and it's fresh and I'm frustrated and irritated. There's times when, like right now, actually my ear just started ringing a little bit. Just random, honestly, when it does that, the ringing, and my ear is still super loud. Yeah, when it is super loud like that, where I cannot, there's been times where the whole week I'm crying every day, multiple times a day, because it's just so loud in my ear. Now I have in my car earplugs. Okay, so if I'm going to the movies, I bring them with me. Anywhere that I'm going to go where the noise level might be too loud for my ears, because now my ears are just more sensitive to sound and loud noises, and also to it can get too much when it's super loud already in my ear. So even one time, at one point, it was at a family gathering, because my ear was so loud, the noise, and then, you know, people, they're having fun, laughing, playing games, but because of all the noise, it just gets too much. So literally I had to just, all of that honestly just ended up giving me a headache, and I just left because I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so loud. And you know, it affects your mood. It affects my mood when it gets that loud. It affects my mood. I think really it takes a lot of mental strength to block noises in your ears. Like, it takes a lot. Obviously your body, your brain adjusts to it. I don't focus on it, because then obviously then that would just make my life worse. But I don't focus on it. It's there constantly. Another thing I do want to mention, which I want help with this because I don't want this to stop me from traveling. Like, no. I went, which was weird because I actually traveled before and that didn't happen. So I don't know what was the difference. Actually, I do know what the difference probably was. But if you've experienced the same thing, or you know that, hey, you shouldn't do this while you're on the plane, let me know, please. I traveled, and once I got off the plane, my tinnitus was so loud, and that level of how loud it was lasted 3 weeks, 3 whole weeks. Like, the whole time that I was at my destination, and 2.5 weeks after, you know, it was still there. And I think this difference, because I traveled last year, and of course last year I had my tinnitus, you know, and I didn't experience that. But I think the difference this time is that I put in my earplugs, and it wasn't until after I came back and I was like, you know what, let me look and see if there's anything that I should I have done that maybe affected that. And yeah, from what I read, I should have plugged up my ears while on the plane like that. Let me know if you guys have tips, if you do have tinnitus and you have tips on what to do when you're traveling by plane. Let me know. Still am going to be trying to figure out how I got my pulsatile tinnitus. How? Like, I need to know, you know, especially it helps like as far as if it's something that I can avoid, if I don't know, eat less of this, even that too. I'm looking, because diet does affect what you eat, affects a lot of things. So it's not easy. It's very hard, because when you grow up eating a certain way and now you're just trying to change your whole lifestyle, it's going to take time. So I just really been trying to change my diet as well, to see if it really helps. So yeah, please share your experiences, please share your knowledge on this, please share your resources if you have any, or things that I can check out. I am open to hearing it all. Please do not be shy. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, that's it. All right, so I will see you guys in the next video. I do have more beauty related stuff coming up, beauty and lifestyle things coming up for you. But we got through it. We got through the video. I'm very happy. It got a little rocky start, but we got through it. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.